Take my time, took my chances. What's goody? What's goody, YouTubes? What it do? Oh no. What we got going on here? My camera situation situated. What up, Jamie? What it do? What it do, y'all? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome. 9:42. Getting started a little bit later. I had to go run some errands this morning already. What up, Vonnie? Interesting. Definitely bike. Definitely. Let's like up the live. Saved by the live. We in this thing, man. We in this thing. Let's talk about it. What up, Sexy Red? You love the Eye of the Tiger too? Yeah, that's my shit, low key. I can't even hold you. I've been around. I've been here. I've been there. Now I had to go charge up my my car today. My car needed a charge. So I had to go hit that thing. What up, Sean? Appreciate you, brother. See you, man. I had to go put that thing on the charger for a little while. Get some juices. Get the juices up in there. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. What up, Black? Black Kitty, what's good with it, family? What y'all think, man? Why do so many long-term relationships and marriages end? Why do you guys think it ends? It's my question. T-Boz was good with it. What's good, Shan? Why do y'all think it ends? I don't know the details, but I feel like sometimes people stay in the marriage way longer than they should have. Okay. Who's in the pick? This is Judge Joe Mathis. He was cheating and she got tired. Okay. Mentally, emotionally abusive. Okay. Cause miserable me. Oh man, wasted time. I don't know that I can't say it was a waste of time. They had a family, you know. I'm sure they had a lot of good times in there. Cheating and financial abuse. That's Judge Joe Mathis. Y'all don't know who Judge Joe Mathis is? Can y'all not see him or something? You get fed up with the bullshit. He looked different. Oh, okay. He don't got his robe on. I said his rope. Yeah, this hey, I said Joe Mathis. I mean Greg Mathis. My fault. I'm mixing him up with Joe Brown. Joe Mathis. I meant to say Judge Mathis. He trying to look young here, sir. He got the top part dyed, but really his hair, the top of his head is supposed to match this shit. So, trust me, I know this and this matches. This and this matches. This might be a little bit more gray than this for me, but this is, you see you see the grays here. I got the grays here too. That shit crazy. He looking old and young at the same time. Based on attraction, the attraction is gone. Nah, she fine as hell. I don't know. Well, maybe she wasn't attracted to him no more, but he looked cool. He a good looking gentleman for his age. Women get tired of pretending. Maybe the men get tired of pretending. He looking young and old. Oh man. Hmm. Yeah. People saying she should stay because 39 years. Absolutely not. The day motherfuckers become unhappy and you feel like ain't no, I don't like saying unhappy, but y'all know what I mean. The day you start feeling like it ain't gonna get no better. What up, Osa? It ain't gonna get no better. Oh, I didn't send you the link yesterday. I didn't, right? I'll send you the link today, Osa. My fault. I just saw you right now and I remembered it. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. What's up, Maria?
I have watched. Well, we don't know people personally. Obviously, they're celebrities, but Judge Mathis, he often, of late, has been on some ego tripping rhetoric in the media. And I can only, we're just talking and extrapolating, but I can only imagine how cantankerous and miserable he's probably been at home. And that woman just said, you know what, enough. I mean, because at this point, wouldn't it be easier for her to just remain on the gravy train and just ride it out? There has to be something happening that she just said, you know what, I've done my time and I'm out of here. It's enough. There's something there. What was it, 34 years, 31 years that they have been together?
39. I think they married in 85.
And so this new phenomenon called the silver divorce is what I think I read the other day is what it's called. And what it is, these long-term marriages where women are taking, I guess, inspiration from younger women who are showing them that they no longer have to live in perpetuity with these miserable men. So that's what is called the silver divorce. And the article went on to say that they are taking, they're noticing that these women, the younger women, are no longer just like sticking it out, which is giving them courage to, say enough is enough. I no longer care what society thinks about this 30-some year marriage or union. I'm out.
Yeah. I'm glad. So, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them getting out.
And she's beautiful.
Yeah, she fine as shit. Yep. Yep. She still got the sparkle, got the twinkle in her eye. She don't look like she been, she don't got the dead eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, she'll be happy. I don't suspect she gonna be chasing niggas down or nothing like that at this point. But because a lot of times when women come out of these types of relationships, they be like, yeah, keep the men's away. So
Yeah, or the ones that, like my grandmother, after my grandfather died, she said, no, I do not want to hear about any man. Don't bring any man to me. And it wasn't in the spirit of he was so great that there will never be another. It was in the spirit of I've done my time. I was in bondage. I'm free now, and I don't want to go back into bondage.
Don't ever bring another slaver around me. That's what they do.
Well, anyway, thanks, Public, for bringing me up. Have a good day.
You too, Maria. Thank you. Yeah, man. So, Motto said, off topic, have you seen the dentist Dr. Elam on the Balloon Show? He sounds like one of the dudes who joined the panel. I've seen a clip of him, I believe. I didn't see the whole thing. But okay, so the reason why I think, aside from the obvious, you guys already know my thoughts on, I think that all of this stuff is linked to misogyny for the most part, right? Like at its core. But I have had men on the panel, and we've talked to them. Misogyny ended my mom's second marriage. Damn. I talked to men on the panel, and yeah, I've heard stories, from the men about how their kids moved out and now they're just in the house with their wives, and now it's like the wife is expecting different things of the man. um and by that I mean the wife is expecting the man to take care of himself more, and the man is thinking that things will remain exactly the same even though the kids are like grown and gone. And then it just like the man's unwillingness to grow, or you could say lack of ability in growth, whatever you want to say, lead to the women just becoming more and more displeased and disgruntled with the relationship. And you also have to keep in mind that it wasn't like the woman was happy the whole time, and a lot of the men don't know that. They assume that because the woman was there and she suffered through, or she stuck by, or whatever verbiage you want to use, um they think that like, oh, she like, what happened? She just flipped the switch and now she's completely unhappy. And it's like, she probably never was happy. You know what I mean? Like, she probably never was content. She probably never was getting her needs met. And then the situation just gets exacerbated when the kids are gone, or when you're an empty nester, or whatever the case. When it's just you and them, it gets harder. Like, you really see it. You really see like, this motherfucker really don't care about me, huh? Like, you always had that buffer. Like, I'm looking at it from the woman's perspective. Like, when you have the kids in the house, like, you always have that buffer of the children. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're not getting the attention, you don't even notice you're not getting the attention from the man sometimes. Um Damn, pub 29 years, 39 years, not 29. ED. ED might have played a role. Nah, but I could see as a woman, like, you don't even notice that you're not getting that attention from your man, because you're like, you're just you're going through the motions every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you waking up, you getting the kids ready for school, you know what I mean? Like, you having your little, like, so you have these like little pockets of time, and it doesn't feel like he's neglecting you because y'all got kids. So you're always pouring your energy and effort and focus into the kids, right? And you're doing more than him, but you know, he's trying, he's working. But when the kids are gone and he's still not around, he's still not giving you that attention. He's still, you go and then you go have a conversation with him, and then he's like, oh, okay. Or even worse, which in most of these people's cases, they push back. They be standing there scratching their head like, what do you mean spend more time with? I thought everything was, wow, this is just throwing me for a loop. Wow, for real? Wow, it's one of those for the guys. And then, it just keeps going and going and building and building and building. And then the woman, eventually she just, if she's it sometimes the women just don't want to put up the fight, and then they just, you've seen older people have these weird lives. Like, they live in different rooms, they live in different houses. I've seen that before. They're married, they're like fully married, they live in different houses. Like, they're not separated. Like, they wouldn't even call themselves separated. They have different houses though, and they're married. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make any sense for me. But, they just get to a point, they just, just like, we're trying to keep it together. And, they think outside of the box, and, so on and so on. Power said, my parents. Yeah. Just, I need my space. And I'm like, you don't think that that's weird, that if you get to the point with the person that you've been with for 2 decades, 3 decades, that you need your space from them, that's not telling. You don't, you're not connecting that dot, like, There's something like, what's going on? Oh, they separated then. They just married on paper. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they separated when they married on paper. He living with a different woman. That's completely different. I'm saying I've read of people and heard of people that just had different houses and they weren't dating other people and nothing like that. They just lived in different houses. They just live in different houses. Yeah. As she said, I need space 2 months in. That's what I'm saying. If you are with the person and you need space like 2 months in, I personally think it's probably the person. It's probably your partner. That's just my guess. I think that there are some people who can tolerate a certain level of discomfort that is caused by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And then I think there are people who can't do it at all. Period, point blank. That's what I think. I think there are some people that's like, yep, a person comes in and they're not doing what they need to be doing, and whatever the case may be. But then you're like, that's cool, that's expected because nobody is perfect and blah, 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 blah. You make all of these concessions and excuses. And then before you know it, it's 30 years later and you're completely unsatisfied, right? That happens. And then there's also people that's like, at the first sign of discomfort, they're like, nah, I'm out. Exactly. He wanted me around, but his attitude was horrible. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, that happens. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, most of the time, I feel like that's your partner. Most of the time. I'm not saying, like, there's not some people. Hey, man, I get it. There are neurospicy people, that exist. You know what I'm saying? And they can't deal with that shit. I get it. I totally understand. I get that. I completely understand that. But I'm saying that I think human beings, for the most part, are wired to be with people, be around other human beings. Like I think, you know what I mean? Like I think we are. So if you find yourself not being able to do that, a lot of times it may be because of your partner. It may be a combination of you and them. Like I said, the combination part is you are the type of person that's like, I don't tolerate discomfort being from other people, right? Like I've been in my own space. I keep my place clean. This person moves in, the place isn't clean. Hey, you need to make sure you keep the place clean. Okay, cool. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month into it, they're still not keeping the place clean. Okay, we need different places. We need different spaces. I get that. I don't think that that's unreasonable from, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that makes the other, like, because and a lot of times men will be in those circumstances and then they'll blame the woman and be like, hey man, she crazy. Because we expect women to put up with a certain level of neglect from us. We just expect it. We're just like, it should be like built into women that y'all, yeah, nobody's perfect. Okay, nobody's perfect, but not being perfect and making my life harder are two completely different things. Because women are far from perfect, but do they make our lives harder? No. You know what I'm saying? They don't make our lives. I'm saying like your partner, like your wife isn't making your life harder. Your girlfriend isn't making your life harder. Is she perfect? No. You see how those two things don't need to, like, one thing doesn't need to be true for the other thing to be, they're not mutually exclusive. They can actually coexist and coincide with one another. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, hey, I asked you to go to the store, you go to the store and you get me I said get me sunflower butter and you got me peanut butter. Oh shucks. You made an assumption about something that I said. I didn't say that. I didn't say it that way. Whatever. Now you're upset. Now I have to show you that I didn't say that. Okay, cool. We get it. You didn't listen to me when I did X, Y, and Z. Okay. I hear you. Nobody's saying you gotta be perfect, but neglectful? Is my wife neglectful? No. Does she neglect me? No. Does she neglect my kids? No. Not at all. So she doesn't make my life harder. My wife does. She has never made my life harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't. But a lot of men try to hide behind like nobody is perfect. Like, we know nobody is perfect, Blake. We get it, Dustin. We understand. But goddamn, dude, like y'all don't gotta always make shit harder for a motherfucker. That's crazy. Exactly, Mimi. The kids be the glue. Exactly. The kids be the glue. And as soon as the kids are gone, it's like just you and them. And then what you gonna do? Judge? And then what are you gonna do about it? And most men, we weren't putting the time in at the peak of our relationship. Now we're in the tail end of it, of our lives, and you think I'm gonna put it in? No. Extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. Hard as hell to do. Hard as hell to do. The amount of men that, like, she filed, by the way, she filed, his wife. She said it was irreconcilable differences. Right? Right? That's the long and the short of that. What does that mean? Yeah, translation. I'm tired of this motherfucker. Irreconcilable differences to me sounds like I asked this motherfucker 50 times to pay attention and he didn't, and he didn't pay attention. I've been asking this motherfucker for 10 years to change and he never changed. And now the kids is gone and the shit boring and I'm about to leave because I'm still fine. And he ain't beat all the life out of me. He ain't drained all the life out of me. I still got a lot of life in me and I want to go live it. And that just is what it is. That just is what it is. And when I be talking to the bros about this shit, y'all be a lot of men's, y'all like to, oh, my grandma was married for 62 years. That lady hated every day of it. That woman hated every day of it. She hated it. She hated it in the beginning and she hated it in the end. And then y'all gonna say, oh, she was just in it for the money. Y'all gonna tell me that Judge Mathis about to lose half of his money? That's what the men's about to be screaming now. Oh, how could she do this? She was just in it for the money. Really? 39 years later, she just in it for the money? She served a 39-year bid with this man. Pelican Bay level with this man. Top tier, maximum security prison. 39 years on the yard. Shoe program, nigga. What Denzel say? What Alonzo say? Shoe program, nigga. 23-hour lockdowns. The men's gonna say, oh, she was just in it for the money. Oh, she was just in it for the money. She gonna take half his money. She wasn't with him shooting in the gym. Yeah, because she was at home taking care of the kids. If she's shooting in the gym with you, who watching the baby? Dummy. If she with you shooting in the gym, who at home cleaning up? If she with you shooting in the gym, who's planning the birthday parties? Who's making your doctor's appointments and the children's doctor's appointments? Who's coordinating the dates? Who's coordinating the dates, the play dates with the neighbors' kids? Who's doing all of that? Y'all really, the fact that y'all really thought that was a bar is hilarious. That line was reserved for men, man on man activity. That line was reserved for your homies that wasn't willing to put in no work with you and support you. That's what that line should have been reserved for. Them niggas said Kobe's wife wasn't shooting in the gym. Nigga, they had like 4 kids. When would she have the time? About Kobe's wife? Specifically Vanessa. That was crazy. Kobe should have slapped the dog shit out of Drake and fat ass Rick Ross. Janali, I appreciate you. I only been married for 7 years, and I still wish we had separate rooms. This house is too small for both of us. Jesus Christ. The beginning of the end. No, I'm just playing, Janali. I hope y'all figure that shit out. I ain't gonna even hold you. 7 years into it, already want a new house away from the party. Need a whole new separate room. Híjole. Híjole. Woo. Scary. I don't know. I don't know if he was dating her when she was in high school. Maybe. Pretty close to it. If not, but he was young. I think he's only like 3 years older than her, so he was young too. I know he met her on a Brian McKnight photo, Brian McKnight video shoot. So yeah. They want to suffer. They want you to suffer when they live like you wasn't there the whole time, and suffering, putting up. Yeah, putting up with them. Marriage isn't natural. Maybe. It feels natural. Committing to one person feels natural. To me. It makes the most sense to me. But marriage, I don't know. Yeah, marriage, the institution of marriage, okay, it could not be natural. But committing to one person, like for your whole life or your adult life or whatever, that feels pretty natural. That doesn't feel crazy. I would never live with the mannequin. If you have the right person, I can only have one. I can't do multiple. Yeah, you got to have the right person. I agree with that. But marriage, I don't know. Yeah, I hear you, Simon. Yeah, you're talking about marriage. That's different. Everything of importance requires paperwork. Yep, that's just the times we live in. It is what it is. America raises boys and girls into strong men. That's why marriage fails. What? What you talking about, Debo? What that mean, family? Explain that one to me, sir. What up, Debo? I ain't talked to you in a minute, brother.
Everybody goal is to be the dominant figure in the household. So if everybody reaching that head spot, there's gonna be some friction trying to get there. So that's what's going on. It's not around the world. It's failing here. It's not failing the worldwide.
It is. But how are men being raised to be leaders? Well, no. Let's take it back. Hold on, wait. Let me take it back. What does leadership look like in the home?
Everybody's not a leader.
I know, but what does leadership look like in the home?
Decision making, sacrifice, putting the others before yourself.
Okay. And you think that men are being raised to sacrifice, putting other people before themselves? You think you think most men are being raised and have that mindset?
I can't speak on most men. I can speak on my men.
No. You don't. No need to deflect on that one. You said that men and women. So initially you were speaking for boys and girls in general. Now when I ask you a question about men, you I can't speak on men. Yeah, definitely speak on men. Definitely speak on what you think men are being raised to be like. Are men being raised to sacrifice for the home? That's my question.
Yeah.
They are? In what way? How are we raised to be like that?
If you are raised to be a man, you are.
I know, but how were we raised to be like that? In what way?
Huh?
In what way? How?
I mean, I hear my daddy. My daddy had his daddy. It's just tradition of my family. So
no, wait, you're not. That's not. Be specific. How are men being raised to sacrifice in the home? Which I don't think that's the but I'm just going based on what you said. I hear what you're saying, but being able to like put others' needs in front of yours, being what I mean, not being selfish, being more selfless. Men are raised to be selfless.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to be as a man. You're supposed to be selfless.
Not what you're supposed to be. That is what men actually are. If most men are being raised to be selfless, where is all of these examples of men being selfless?
Well, I'm from Chicago, bro. We got plenty of examples around here, bro. We got.
No, you don't.
United, you can go ahead and Google us. We give out free food to the community, to the women, to the children, and we take care of our families first and foremost. Our bodies are made before anything. So I can name hundreds of men that walk this way, but I can't speak for every man in the world.
Nah, I'm not buying that. I don't care how many soup kitchens you volunteered at. That don't mean you selfless.
The thing is, you can't do all of that. See, the mantra is this: you can't do all of that unless you take care of yourself. You can't feed somebody else. You can't feed your neighbor if your cupboard is empty. So you got to take care of your household first, my man.
I'm talking about your household. We're talking about your household. You start talking about giving food and backpacks away at at school time. I didn't mention that. I'm saying in your house, what does it look like for men to sacrifice? Because I'm not seeing it. I don't see men sacrificing.
I follow you, and one thing about you, you're right. And what I'm telling you about is the correction that needs to be done to the males that are not men. And these males need that type of, the ones who have to get that guidance, they need someone to tell them. You're right. So a lot of dudes not doing that. A lot of these dudes, let me keep it real. A lot of these dudes was raised by single mamas, and they get out here in the world and think, since mama had it, wife got it, girlfriend got it, and now they living like a second-class citizen up underneath their woman. Because they so used to their mama having it, these dudes don't know whenever hit an example of a man being the one that has it. So as far as me and what I do and who I speak to, like I said, my circle, my family, my son, that's how we all speak to each other. But yeah, I do see the dudes, and yes, I do encounter the dudes, and yes, I do speak some sense to the dudes that do have that messed up attitude. Yeah, it's a lot of dudes out here that think that a woman supposed to have the burden of the bills, a woman supposed to do this. Well, no, dude, no. As a man, you supposed to do all of that.
What are men supposed to do? The thing, okay, so I don't think that's why the divorces or marriages are failing. I also don't think that men not being raised with. I'm really tired of men talking about not having a father in the home, and that's the reason why they never saw an example of a good person or a good role model. If your mom woke up every day and got to the bag, why wouldn't you take her lead and get your ass up every day and get to the bag? Like, I saw my mama work like a dog. And that's something that I got from my mom, was like, you got to go to work, nigga. You got to clock in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't look at my mom and go, oh man, my mom is the one that's going, no. I'm like, you got to fucking clock in, bro. Like, ain't nobody going to hand it to you. Moms had to get up and go get it. You got to go get it, right? Like, I don't know why men act like I needed to see my dad clock in for me to go, I got to clock in. You know what I mean? Like, you can learn from your mom. If you can't learn from your mom, that's a you problem. If you need a man to teach you something that a woman is already doing, then that's a failure on your part, or maybe even society's part, because we're not raising men to listen to women. We're not raising men to look at women like human beings. So you can't learn nothing from a woman for some weird ass reason, even though she the woman who raised you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm tired of blaming the fatherless home situation. It ain't got nothing to do with you not having a daddy or you having a dad, because your daddy be in a home neglecting y'all. Your daddy be in a home. All your daddy did was go to work and come home and watch sports and drink beer and yell at y'all. So what example did he set? He wasn't the nurturer. Even if your daddy was in the home, your daddy wasn't the nurturer. Your daddy wasn't the one that was with you, you know, sitting down with you, talking to you, loving on you. When you know what I'm saying? When you had something difficult going on, they really was trying to help you find an answer, not telling you suck it up or push it all the way deep down. And men don't cry and boys don't. Your mama was the one doing that shit. When your mama saw something wrong with you, she was the one that was like, I think something's going on with Debo. I think we need to maybe take him to the doctor and get him checked out or something like that. I think he been off the last like 2 or 3 weeks. I think, he might need to go talk to a specialist or something. Your mama was doing that shit. Your daddy wasn't doing that. So I don't want to hear nothing about the daddies in the home and, oh, my daddy was there. Your daddy be passing on bullshit. I ain't saying this about your dad, Debo. I'm just saying daddies be passing on they bullshit to their sons and their daughters. So a man in a home don't mean shit at the end of the day if that motherfucker ain't whole and healed himself, right? He got to be whole and healed himself to pass on that type of energy. But the women be doing the work. So I'm not understanding. So I disagree because you came up here. I asked you up here because you said boys and girls are both. They both want to be the leaders in the home. The women don't want to be the leaders in the home, Debo. I promise you, they don't. You can ask them. They don't. They lead in the homes because the men won't. It ain't because the men and the women aren't at odds with each other because the men are strong and they want to be strong leaders, and the women are strong and they want to be strong leaders. The women are doing all the leadership role, fulfilling all the leadership roles in the home, and the men are fucking inadequate, but they want to act like the leader. They want the title of the leader without any of the responsibilities. That's the disconnect. That's the disconnect. The disconnect ain't that they both headstrong. Trust me, you get two people putting in the work in the relationship gonna work itself out, baby. You ain't got nothing to worry about. When you get a woman who's like, yeah, cooking and cleaning and paying attention and being empathetic and nurturing, that's easy for me. I do that shit in my sleep. And you get a man that don't know nothing about nurturing, don't know nothing about empathy, nothing about emotional intelligence, nothing about integrity, nothing about consistency. You get a man in a relationship that don't know nothing about that shit, been coddled his whole life by his father, by his mother. You get them two people together, it's going to be a problem. Fireworks is going to happen 9 times out of 10. That's what I think the disconnect is. I think men are failed. We are failed at a young age. We are failed at a young age. And then we continue to fail as we get older because we don't want to do the work.
Yeah. That's, all this stuff that you're saying is true, bro. I mean, everything is a different factor, bro. But my point about the single mother thing, it wasn't putting it off on single mothers being inadequate, raise great sons. That's a lie. I know plenty of single mothers raise great sons. Mm-hmm. My thing is the sons see it in their mother's eyes as the breadwinner. And then they translate that over to their wife and their girlfriend, and they start leaning on their wife and their girlfriend, not knowing how to be a man sometimes. I'm not saying that their mama didn't stick that in them. It's just these dudes really feel like they can really lay up on a woman like that.
But who cares who's the breadwinner, though? I'm not even talking about, see, that's the problem with men. Men always talking about money. I'm talking about everything else, bro. If your woman, I did a whole, hold on, Debo, I did a whole live on, I think more men, they was mad at me because the man is dangerous, we know. But in theory, I don't have a problem with men making less money than they women. I don't think that that's the problem. The problem is when the woman makes more money than the man don't step up in any other way. He actually goes back. He regresses. His efforts go down when the woman starts, especially when the woman starts making more money than him in the relationship. But like, who gives a fuck who makes more money? Don't let these men lie to us, man. Women don't give a fuck. I'm saying the majority of women don't give a fuck if she making 70 and you making 66, or she making 90 and you making 84, or you making 80. That's not the problem. The problem is when she start making 80, 90, 100, and you making 70, 80, 90, but then she come home from work, y'all work the same amount of time, but then she come home from work and she doing 5 more hours a week in a home than you are, or she doing 7 more hours a week in a home than you are, or 12 more hours a week in a home than you are. That's when she be like, what the fuck? what's going on, Debo? Can you like? And it starts off nice usually. Oh, hey, can you help me out with the? Hey, could you do the? Oh, could you make sure the laundry? Oh, could you call for the? Make sure that the plants get water. Could you do like whatever it is? Yeah. I hear you, honey. I hear you. Playing on your video game. Yeah, I got. Huh? Yeah. Water the plants. Give the dog food. And okay. Yeah, man, I'm back. Yeah, my wife was talking to me about something. I hit her up later and ask her what.
I agree, bro. That happens every day.
That's the thing. That's the beef.
Every day. You're right.
That's the problem.
Like I said earlier, though, there's a difference between men and male. You born a man, you got to develop being a man. That's nothing that you just given. Just because you have something swing between the legs, that don't make you a man.
All you got to do to become a man is turn 18 years old and be a male, and then you're a man. Man has nothing to do with. It's not a rite of passage.
A man is a title. It's not a right. I'm sorry. You can lose your manhood. You can give it up and everything.
It's not a title. You don't earn being a man. That's what I'm saying. There is no rite of passage when it comes to manhood, especially in our country, especially in our society. Maybe in another society, but in our society, there is no rite of passage for being a man. You turn 18, you are legally considered a man. And you are a man. You are treated like a man. You're a man. No doubt about it. You 23?
And dudes ain't getting that title in their house, and that's what they feeding against friction on. And that's what I'm talking about. And I disagree when you said as far as women making more than men. Yeah, that's cool. I agree with that. But I still believe that the man should pay all the bills. I don't believe that even if you make 100,000, you make 50. Still pay all the bills because
why?
A woman can't handle a woman can't treat a man with respect like we can.
That's Debo. I just got done telling you that that's a lie.
Hey, listen to me. If I pay all the bills, I'm going to still respect you as a grown adult woman. I'm not going to look at you less than. I'm not going to look at you like you're putting no burden on me. A woman would start to look at me like you're putting a burden on me. You're not a real man, and all of that type of crap. So why would I put myself in that position?
Because the real reason why is exactly what I just described. It's crazy how I just went through all of this, and you can disagree, but what you're saying is not there. Nothing can substantiate that really. Like I guarantee you, if we lined up 100 random women on the street and we asked them, and you give me your thoughts, you give them your thoughts, I give them mine. I guarantee you 90 of them would agree with me.
I've never lived with nobody before. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Who ain't never lived with nobody before?
I'm reading these comments. I'm like, who is these women in your comments? Either they're young or they never lived with.
No, they have. That's what. Don't assume that because they disagree with you. They just disagree with you.
I got my own podcast. And every woman I speak to says the same thing. Yes, we start to treat me kind of lesser than if I have to pay all the bills. I'm not gonna respect you the same way they treat a man and respect as a man. Every woman tells me that. But now they're like, I've never heard that before. Women say this out their own mouth to me. I'm not volunteering this information from my mind. They tell me.
Yeah, I would love to talk to these women because I haven't heard one woman tell me that to my face or in my lives. But I've definitely seen women say stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I definitely seen that before. But I don't think that that's common because there's actual numbers on this, and it says that women actually don't do that. The majority of women don't do that. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying there's not a demographic of women. Debo, based on your content is like it's an algorithm. It's based on an algorithm, right? So if you do a podcast, you talk a certain type of talk. If the women that you talk to talk like that, it is probably because of the rhetoric that you espouse, right? It's because of your podcast. So you just are attracting like-minded people who think like you. And I could see because based on the way you talk, because you are in this like gender role, misogynistic, patriarchal, you know what I'm saying? You're in that, and I ain't saying you in the worst part of it, but you're in that, in that sphere. You're going to run into some women that got some internalized misogyny who going to get up there and they're going to agree with you, and that's fine. But I'm saying women in general, when you get outside of that bubble that you're talking about, when you talk just to women in general don't give a fuck about if they make more money or less money than their husbands, typically, especially when the husband is doing the work in the home. That's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying, Debo. Let's make it make sense. You think a woman. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if the disparity isn't vast, because I already know most people marry and date within the same socioeconomic class, right? So I'm not saying a woman that makes $140,000 and her husband makes $50,000. I'm not talking about a woman that make 90 and her husband make 30. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when she just makes more, right? And I ain't talking about 1,000 more, but 10% more, 15% more, reasonable amount more, right? Okay, cool. She making 10, 15% more than her man, because that's usually about what it is. That, whatever. But then she now has to go home and still do the vast majority of the labor. She's the one that has to go home and make sure Junior and Lil Betty gets their homework done, turns in all their assignments. She's calling the teachers. She's showing up to the PTA meetings if need be. She's taking off time to chaperone the kids around on the field trips. That's just the school shit. Then you talking about the home shit. She the one going grocery shopping. She putting up the groceries. She's cleaning out the refrigerator. She wiping down the counters. She doing the dishes. She sweeping the floors. She mopping the floors. She doing everything but taking out the trash because she don't like taking out the trash. She doing all this shit, and she does it more when she makes more money than a man, because men can't deal with women making more money than them. Men can't. You're projecting what men do onto women, Debo.
100% agree on. It ain't even really about the women. It's about what a man can deal with. And let's get at that, because really, I'm gonna speak on this. I'm not gonna say women at all. If I do speak on women, I'm using them as utilized.
Hold on, Debo. Sass said your algorithm based on attraction, Debo. Go ahead.
But if I say women in this, I'm not trying to point the finger at women. Everything I'm gonna say is pointing at men.
Okay.
All right, men. We do. We get soft in the butt when that happens. We get real hurt when a woman make more than us. It hurt our pride. It do everything to us on the inside. It make us feel less good. However, there are some men who don't care about that. Like, really, the amount of money that you make don't really do that. It's when a woman tries to flex it on you that makes a problem. And that's a problem.
How do women try to flex it on the men? What does that look like?
That's a problem with a man too. If you're a rich man, that's exclusive if you're a man also. If you're a rich man and this woman is depending on you, and you try to flex your financial abilities over her to try to control her, that's too much.
And how do women financially abuse men?
No, women don't financially abuse men. Let me tell you. Men, you're talking about men's minds. So don't let me point this at women at all.
Okay.
Men's mind. So everything I'm saying, ladies, be with me, bear with me. Everything in the man's mind, this is what we decipher when we hear that. I ain't gonna speak on every man, but me and a few of my guys who agree. We hear that. You might say, well, I make like you said, why the house dirty or something. Let's say that might happen. Like, you might be playing video games, you might get home. When the man hear that, he be like, man, you trying to son me, you trying to step down on me. Dudes got this authority thing made up in their mind already. And they feel like the same way you felt when you left your mama's house. They ain't turn 18 to leave somebody's house to be told what to do again. However, those men do need to step their game up. I'm not putting that on them. I'm just telling you what's going on there here, whether they're right man or wrong man. Even if it's a dude doing what he's supposed to do, or if it's a dude that plays video games all day, all of them feel the same way.
So,
however,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
A lady problem. That's nothing that ladies can work on. In those situations, that's what I say. Men got to step their game up. There's nothing wrong with a woman making all the money and paying for all the vacations and buying all the cars, and you pay all the bills. Nothing wrong with that at all, period. The thing about when I say pay all the bills is because it is. The valuable keeping the roof over a person's head and keeping lights on. Your girl, I mean, she can do it. She will do it, even she makes more money. But the fact that you're doing it and you makes more money, dude, you don't believe that 100,000, whatever she making, that's gonna be half of your money. Because women, one thing about it, when a woman loves you, they love language is money, not ours. Men's love language is the money. A woman don't love nobody. I mean, don't give money to nobody they don't love. Not especially not a man. So the dudes that do be scared of a woman that make more money, they don't even understand. These women will spoil you, but you got to show some effort. And yes, if she works 5 hours more than you, why are you not picking up the kids from school? If you know how to cook and clean, if you there.
But wait, hold on, Debo. I got to ask you a question. You said something very interesting. You said, yeah, women don't financially abuse men. I agree. I'm not saying never, but very rarely, right? But men often financially abuse women. Am I correct? Okay. So hear what I'm saying. So where are we getting these stories about, oh man, when a woman make more money, she be flexing? That's why I be saying, say what it is. Because what is flexing? That's vague. What is that? That to me, that sounds like an interpretation of what like if a woman says something to a man, he could take it any way he wants to. He could take it like she flexing on him, but she wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Men take that. It's how men perceive that shit. But I'm saying what I'm talking about is financial abuse, right? Women do not financially abuse men the vast majority of the time when they make more money than men. They don't. When men make more money than women, it is so easy for men to financially abuse women. So easy. And that is what men want. Anytime men say, "Oh, I got to be the one to make pay all the bills and yada yada yada," my brain instantly goes to, "Oh, he wants to financially abuse her." Instantly, because why would you feel like that? It's not noble. That's not a noble undertaking. If you understand anything about the logistics of a relationship, making money is important, but the one thing you and your wife can do is go out and get a fucking job. She had a job before you, she gonna have a job after you. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing y'all can do. You ain't got to worry about that shit. That's irrelevant. The thing that matters is what's happening in the fucking home. What are y'all doing in that home? Are you paying attention to her? Are you helping out with the kids? Are you cleaning up? Are you emotionally available? Like, that is the real job. And men don't be focused on the real job. They be focused on the job outside of the home because, like I said, that's easy. That's easy because you gotta work. You gotta work. You gonna go to work, Debo. You not gonna work? You got a wife or not? You not gonna work? Of course you gonna work. Of course you gonna get to the bag. Of course. Now, don't get me wrong. The number of men that are falling off, not willing to work because they don't have access to women is skyrocketing. A lot of men are clocking that they don't have access to women, and they're like, why even try? A lot of men are doing that. Don't get me wrong. I know that to be true. So a lot of men only work for the potential to be able to have access to a woman. I totally understand that. But for the most part, 80-90%, we gonna work. 80-90% of us, we gonna work. Men and women, we gonna work. That's just the reality, right? So I'm tired of men wanting a cookie for doing the thing you was gonna do anyway, which is go to fucking work. Clock in, bro. And most of the time, when you get a wife, because most men, when they meet their wives, the women who will become their wives, they do not make enough money to be the sole provider most of the time. Appreciate you, Nikki. Most of them do not make enough money to be the sole providers, right? They end up being able to make that bag because that woman pushes them and enables them to do so by doing most of the labor in the home, helping out with the kids, so on and so forth, right? Getting you signed up for monster.com so you can find a new job, you know what I'm saying? Also her presence. Just, if it was just you would have been late to work 20% of the time. You got a wife there that's like, you late once, she like, hey, you was late today. She clocking shit like that. You was late today. Make sure, you know what I'm saying? She worse than your manager sometimes. Your wife be on that shit. Hey, I noticed you left at 8:05. Aren't you supposed to be to work at 8:10? Right? So now she done helped you level up. Now you done level up. Now you can take care of her. Cool. That's good. Pat on the back. Great. Everybody wins. I'm patting her on the back and you on the back for doing that. But most men ain't in a position to take care of that woman when they meet each other anyway. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not understanding where all these men are coming from with this whole, like, I got to be the provider and da-da-da-da-da. You are 23, sir. You are 25. Most people get married at 29. You are 29, sir. You do not make enough money to support your whole family the vast majority of the time. Stop it. Go on and get with that woman, partner up, link up. You be self-sufficient. She's self-sufficient. Y'all come together, and then you do all the right shit in the house. That's the most important part. Do the right, treat her right in the home. Fuck all that work. Yeah, that's going to take care of itself. Y'all be out here really just saying stuff that sound good that you, like, I'm guessing, Debo, you heard that from your daddy, and that's the shit I'm talking about. That's misogynistic as fuck. And men don't even know it. That's that benevolent misogyny. Oh, I gotta pay all the bills. For what? So you can abuse her?
I'm a self-proclaimed misogynist. I don't care about that, bro.
I'm a misogynist too, but I'm not proud of it.
I don't believe in none of that. None of this modern day crap. I don't believe in it, bro. I was raised by my grandparents, my parents, and all that. I don't believe in this crap, bro.
You don't believe in this crap like what? Equality? Equity? Health?
It's not equality and equity right now, bro. This is imbalance, and you know it. You see it.
Oh, it is an imbalance though, but it's because of misogyny, not because why do you think the imbalance is here?
First because of misogyny. Misogyny is the same people that wrote these laws to well, the patriarchy, not misogyny. The patriarchy is the same people that approved these laws to give women these rights. And I have no problem with women having rights or anything. That's not the issue.
The patriarchy did not do that's like wait, hold on. Just because there are misogynistic men and they had to acquiesce and get and give up, you know, give women some more freedoms. That's not like, what are you saying? I'm not understanding. That doesn't negate the fact that it's still a patriarchy or that the patriarchy isn't harmful. What do you mean? I don't understand that.
Look, one of the main components of the patriarchy is to take care of your women and your children. And if your women are feeling ill behind something, yes, you do need to try and legislate, change something to make your woman feel good.
Financially take care of them?
No, I'm talking about just spiritually, mentally.
It's not. That's Debo. That's what I'm saying. The patriarchy tells men all you got to do is get a check and come home. What are you talking about? That's what the patriarchy teaches men. That's why most men fail, because most men are misogynistic because they bought into the patriarchy. That's what I'm saying.
That's being a robot. That ain't even being human. If you take the patriarchy and be a robot about it, something wrong.
The patriarchy turns men in your Debo. You're so on top of the answer. It's not even funny. The patriarchy breeds men to be robots, sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What do you think that is, sir? If you think, I'm gonna give you grace. If you think your job as a man or as a human being is to go to work and come home and take care of your family emotionally, spiritually, all those things, right, and do the actual physical labor in the home and help and be a partner to your wife, you, sir, are not buying into the patriarchy. That is feminism. That is a feminist ideology. Just so you know.
Let's throw this example out there, then, Pug. All right, let's say this. Let's say we switch roles.
Mm-hmm.
How many women do you think really going on? Let's say that no men. Let's say women have kids like they normally do, but every time they do, the men have to get married. Let's say we switch where the women make laws like men used to do. You got to get married. You got to have a wife. You can't vote. You can't do nothing. Men really got to rely on women for everything. Switch it all the way around, including child rearing. Mm-hmm. How many women do you think are going to take on a man and take care of a man for 50 years financially?
Most women would do that, but also that doesn't make sense because women wouldn't do that. That's the point. You see what I'm saying? Like women don't want to oppress men. That's not so in your scenario, for it to work, are you asking me would women take? Yeah, they do it all the time. What do you think women do all the time? You're just talking about listen, Debo, listen to what you're saying. Women in the home who do the labor will tell you, I would much rather just get to go to. Women are jealous of men in that regard. They'll tell you, women, mothers make jokes all the time and say that they wish they could be a dad because dads don't got to do shit. All we got to do is go to work. What are you talking about? Would women switch shoes with men? In a heartbeat. In a fucking heartbeat.
Hold on, bro. I want to use your point to bring it back to you. Earlier you said men usually gain funds so they can have access to women.
Yeah, men work so that they can, because men are taught that. I'll tell you what I was saying. Men work. You have to be economically viable. Women don't want a unhoused person. That doesn't mean that he's working so he can take care of her, but you need to be able to take care of yourself. A woman doesn't want a man that can't take care of himself. So yeah, you got to be economically viable. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, right. So not in that scenario I painted where the world was a change, men are not economically viable. I'm saying in the long change where men are not even allowed to work.
Oh, okay. So you want to go back to like the 50s?
Tell me the truth or not. Do you think nature is going to be overwritten and they're going to start stepping up and make it a matriarchal world where women are just the sole providers for 50 years of this man's life? After the kids are on the line, she's still taking care of this man. It's
crazy. Once again, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
You think mothers are going to teach their daughters?
Yes. And not only do I think mothers would teach their daughters to do that, what I'm telling you is if it comes, like, women wouldn't want to do that, by the way. I'm just saying, let's say women, let's say it just had to switch. What I'm saying is that women would gladly do that though, because they work way harder than men and they take care of everybody more than men take care of all you got to do is go to work, Debo. That shit is easy compared to what women do.
You don't gotta go. You gotta do more than go to work, bro.
Says who? Says who? The patriarchy don't say that.
Nah, you gotta do more than go to work.
Who told you that?
My father told me that.
Okay.
My father told me that. We the household needs, how to fix things, everything.
Fuck how to fix stuff. That's also a lie told by the patriarchy. How do you take care of a woman?
My dad taught me how to cook. He told me at 7 years old, learn how to cook.
Learn how to cook. Yep. A lot of men know how to cook, but do they actually cook every day?
My dad cleaned the house better than my mama. Me and my dad used to clean the house like the spring clean
Yep.
every week. Like, it wasn't. I never grew up in a household where we just said iron fist. This is what a woman supposed to do. This is what a man supposed to do.
Then you didn't grow up in it, sir. Then you're making my point. You are acting like that is the patriarchy. It's not. That's not what the patriarchy teaches you.
Historically, I've never lived underneath that white tea version of patriarchy anyway. We've never lived like that. My grandmother was working in 1929. I didn't show you pictures of her.
No, I know. Oh, I know black woman was working. Yeah, you ain't got to. I know. I ain't no dummy. I know.
We've always had to work with our women, not over our women.
Yep.
We never hit dominate over our women. We never hit that type of opportunity.
Yeah, we did.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's why I say when people say this, like,
but we did though.
Because I ain't never seen my grandmother being oppressed with my grandfather, or my father oppressed my mother, or shut up and be quiet and wash the dishes. I never seen that in my life.
Well, that's not the only neglect is benign neglect is the number one way it would happen. So, not fulfilling her emotional needs, not listening to her, gaslighting her, lying to her, manipulating her, cheating on her. There's a bunch of ways that men abuse women. And I'm pretty sure that your mom, that your daddy and your grandfather did some of that shit. I will almost guarantee you that. Like, I ain't gonna even hold you. I ain't no shade, no tea. I'm just gonna be honest. I highly doubt that your boomer dad and your fucking silent generation grandfather was not abusive to your grandmother and your mother. I'm pretty sure. But you didn't see it that way, right? Because we think abuse is right. That's all. That's most men think. Oh, right. But benign neglect also abusive. Lying, abusive. Cheating, abusive. All these things are abusive.
Yeah, you're right. All that is abusive. But that's the thing, though. You got to get one person that's right for you, man. You can't be out here marrying.
That's a pivot. That's a pivot. That's putting the blame on the woman now. Instead of asking the man to be right, you want to put the blame on the women and say, you got to get with the right type of man. Why? Why can't men just be why can't every man be the right type of man, Debo?
Because every man ain't the right type of man, and every woman ain't the right type of woman.
Why not?
Some people need to just be alone and unalive alone with a cat or a dog or something. Everybody
Bro,
don't need to be.
I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Everybody don't need to be with somebody.
I agree. Not everybody. I'm talking about most people. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I think you can line up the average woman. You can take the average woman and put her, and she will be good to go. She can, like, the average woman can make any man happy, generally speaking, like any type of man happy. The average woman can make any type of man happy, right? The reason why I'm confident in that is because the things that people think matter in a relationship, you see, don't really fucking matter the way that people think that they do. The things that actually do matter, like integrity, right? Honesty, consistency, effort, willingness to listen, things of that nature. These are the things that your relationship will last for fucking 100,000 years if you have those things, right? Men don't have any of that shit. If not, you know what I'm saying? We don't really have much of that stuff. We lack integrity. We lack consistency. We don't listen. We're incorrigible. We're disagreeable for the sake of being that we're combative. We're violent. We're like all just the average man. So the average man is not compatible with the average woman. The average woman, you can match up with any man. You can match up with any fucking man. So I disagree with you when you say, oh, some people don't belong together. Like, I get you. Some people don't belong. I got you. on the end. But the 80% of women, good to go. I think you can line up 80% of women, get her with the average, get her with any man. I don't give a fuck. Bill Gates, all the way down to Reese, all the way down to the whatever. She is good. She ain't gonna cheat. She ain't gonna beat. She ain't gonna neglect. She ain't gonna manipulate. She ain't gonna she ain't gonna do none of that shit, which gives you a fucking fighting chance of having a good relationship. Now flip that around. You get the average man with any woman. He gonna either or all cheat, neglect, lie, gaslight, abuse physically, wanted something in there. That man is going to not listen, not be empathetic, not be vulnerable, not practice any intimacy, not be none of these, not be nurturing to the kids. Like, if not some of all of that shit, so, you know what I mean? A lot of one, a lot of two, a lot of three. Then the relationships fail. So I disagree. I think we can get 80% of men to be like women. I 100 because women are socially engineered to be that way. So I think we could socially engineer 80% of men to be like 80% of women. That's what I believe.
You want to socially engineer men to be like women. We're not supposed to be like women.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Because I just told you, sir, there is a disconnect between men and women. We are supposed to be compatible. It doesn't make any sense. Nature doesn't work like that.
I'm sorry. We're not supposed to be like women, bro.
We are. We are. Hold on. So you're not supposed to be nurturing, Debo?
No, yeah, you're supposed to be nurturing.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna keep going. You're not supposed to be empathetic?
That don't make you like a woman.
I'm telling you, this is what most, sir, the things I'm describing are the things that most women embody. That's my point. You want to say like a woman and make you whatever. I don't give a fuck. Human.
Be like women, and that should be the social engineering goal. And I'm gonna say, hell no, you tripping.
Because you misogynistic, because all you hear is be like women, and your misogyny starts fucking getting itchy. So I'll change it for you. We should be like humans. We should humanize men the way that we have humanized women. That's what I'm saying. Does that sound better to you? Because that's what I'm saying ultimately.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Why are we only having this conversation here in the Western society? Why don't societies have this conversation?
They have it in every. They're having it all around the world, sir. And what societies are you in? What group chats? What WhatsApps are you in where they're not talking about this amongst the women and the men in their societies?
This gender war stuff ain't even happening around the world. This is only a Western society where these white tea people have corrupted God.
That's not true.
That is true.
There is no such thing as a gender war, by the way.
It's true. Australia, Europe, and America, only people talking like this. Canada. That's it.
So wait, they're not talking like this in Japan? They're not talking like this in South Korea? They're not talking talking like this in Nigeria? They're not talking like this in South Africa? I'll put the president. Hold on, wait. You didn't see that president? I forget the country. I don't want to fuck it up. There's a president of a country in Africa, and he got on and gave a speech, and he said that men shouldn't abuse women, they shouldn't rape women, and he's going to change the laws in the country because it's been going on for too long. And he was like, any man that does it is going to be they're going to get the unalivement penalty that does that shit, because that's how rampant it is in his country. So what are you talking about? There is no gender war. It is a gender genocide. There is no gender war. Women are not fighting back against men. Women aren't oppressing men. It's not going, but there's no war. There's a one-way genocide, men to women, trying to genocide women, right? Trying to control women, trying to dominate women. First and foremost. Secondly, it is happening all around the world, in Africa especially, in poorer countries especially. And if you don't hear women in those countries talking about it, the only reason you don't hear them is because they are so oppressed that if they say anything, they could be unalived. So don't think just because they're not talking about it, it means that it's not happening. It's happening.
Like I said, I'm misogynistic. I believe in gender roles. The problem with the world is people stepping outside their role. Because once a man get outside his role, we already know what's the problem. Once he start acting like he a feminine type of male trying to be a man at the house, it ain't gonna work. But when we say women bring out their masculinity, we supposed to adjust to that. Nah, you can't. I ain't adjusting to you because you ain't gonna adjust to me if I walk around in your heels. So no, and it ain't supposed to be like that either. I'm supposed to be a man at all times. You supposed to be a woman at all times.
You don't even know what either one of those things mean, Debo.
You think I don't know?
Tell us. I've been asking you to describe it. You can't even describe it. What does being a man at all times mean? Specifically.
At all times mean not defending everything a woman do, for one. Being a man at all times means standing, putting your foot down no matter what nobody think about you or your opinion, like I'm doing. Being a man at all times means pay all your damn bills like I'm doing, going to work at all times, or even being on TikTok like I'm doing. So that's what being a man is. A man ain't sitting around negotiating or none of that bull crap with no woman. Only thing I'm gonna negotiate with is if I'm wrong about something hurting your feelings. That's it. Everything else, factual and physical, you have no say so. I'm sorry. I'm misogynistic. Y'all can be mad at me all y'all want.
So basically, being a man at all times is being ignorant at all times and being combative.
Being dominant at all times. There's nothing recessive about being a man. You can't be a back burner type of dude. If you ain't
Debo, what is your highest level of education?
I'm still in college right now.
Okay.
What you mean was my level of education?
I know. I'm saying, so you're in college right now. Okay, cool. What are you going to school for? If you don't mind me asking. Congratulations, by the way. What are you going to school for?
I'm going to school for cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. Okay. So are you going to get a degree or are you getting a certificate?
I got my degree. I'm already working. I'm just working to get my master's now.
Okay, so you have a degree. And you have your degree in cybersecurity?
No, I have my degree in computer science.
Okay, so you have a degree in computer science. Okay. So do you think the average man has a higher education? No. Okay.
But what is education in America? Remembering times, dates, numbers. See, the thing about education.
Hold on, wait, Debo. You see this one? This one I got a question. If y'all really went to college, so you went to college, got a degree, and you asked me what is a higher education, and you instantly go to demeaning it, which makes me think you actually didn't graduate from college. I can't even hold you.
Hold on, we're not going to demean education. I'm going to say this: just because you have more people that can remember times, dates, and names in history books. And can probably do some math. I can do math. I know how to do binary code and everything. That doesn't make me smarter than everybody either, though.
I won't say smarter, but
it has nothing to do with my level of education. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. I don't care if you've been to community college. I don't care nothing about that. Only thing I care about is if we're compatible. Are you going to be there, like you said, the women won't? Are you going to be there for me, emotionally available?
Yeah.
Are you going to be there to be open when I feel like I need to be vulnerable? Are you going to be there for all of that? I don't need no woman to be up here talking about what type of education she needs. That's cool. That's a bonus. That's like a cherry on top of the cake. The cake is the thing on the inside of you. What makes you a great woman? That other stuff that this world can offer, that means nothing to me when I pick a woman.
Okay, so the reason why I mentioned education is because there's also a disconnect between education between men and women. Do you think it's easier or harder to communicate with the person based on their level of education, generally speaking?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, it like if you are a college graduate, right? And I'm not, I'm a high school dropout. Generally speaking, it's probably going to be harder for us to communicate with one another, right? Okay. So once again, you have a disconnect because women are more educated, college or not, they're just more educated than men are, generally speaking. So you have a language barrier, which leads to a lack of communication, which ultimately leads into what? The demise of a relationship, because communication is key. We all know that. So if you got one person that can't communicate properly and one person that can, here we go. Now we got a problem. So what I'm saying is you could call it women, men, I don't care. Whatever you want to call it. I'm just letting you know that men are inept in so many ways in comparison to women. And you screaming about men being men at all times, to me, proves that A, you don't really know what a man is even in your mind, and you don't know what a role of a woman is, and what you are really holding on to. Debo, I promise you, I gave you the opportunity. You couldn't express it to me. What I gave you, what I got from what you were saying, ultimately is men are going to be ignorant, and our egos are going to ultimately get in our way every single time. That's all I heard when you gave me your rundown of what a man is. That is what I got from what you said. I got an ego, and I'm not gonna let it get bruised, and I'm gonna protect it at all costs. That's all I got.
Yeah, you're right, 100% right.
Then that's terrible. Come on, Debo, brother. Come on, fam. That's terrible.
On this internet is the honesty, truth. I'm gonna keep it $1.50. People people hate my guts because I'm so honest. I don't care. I have no filter. The thing is, all of us have an ego. All that stuff women be saying, you just want your ego stroke. You damn right. You just want me to be your psychiatrist so you come in and vent. You damn right. That's all you got to do. You don't got to be here working as hard as me. You ain't got to do none of that. The stuff you got to do it. You damn right.
Yeah, this sounds very abusive.
No, am I abusive? My baby right here. Am I abusive, baby?
Why you gonna ask that woman, right? Sir, do you think I will believe your woman if she Please be serious.
Let me tell you why.
See what I'm saying? You just instantly went to, I don't beat her. I didn't say you did. I did it. You yelling at me right now. I know you yell at her, Debo. You yell all the time. You and me both yell.
I do yell all the time. That's me. But let me
You just said you don't raise your voice to a woman. You do raise your voice to a woman. You yell all the time.
Profanities at you, baby.
Now it's profanities. Because I didn't say nothing about profanities.
If I'm just a loud talker, MLK was a loud talker. Do that mean he was just a jerk? No.
I don't know how MLK talked to his wife. I don't know how he talked to Coretta.
The thing I'm telling you is this, bro. My thing is this. I don't have to raise my hand or raise my voice to get my point across to a woman, bro.
You don't. I don't think you get your point across to women most of the time. You just think you do because you remain in your own ignorance. And she just gives, just because a woman concedes a point to you or just stops talking, doesn't mean you got your point across. She just don't want to talk to you because you are incorrigible, which is clear, which you just admitted. You not going to listen. I'm going to stand on my 10 toe. Nigga, what? What are you talking about?
With y'all, men. Y'all stay listening to women instead of listening to men. We listen to, I talk to other men.
I got $5 on Debo. Yeah, I know. I do listen to other men. I'm listening to you right now. And what you are making abundantly clear to me is I am so happy that I have left the cult of man. Because yeah, this is like, I'm like, yo, what you are doing right now is you are justifying everything the women's be saying about us. You are the perfect embodiment of that. You are telling, like, everything they say about us is right.
Let me tell you how we end all this gender war stuff. Women need to accept men for how they are, and men need to accept women for how they are. Stop trying to change women. Any man that think a woman should do what a man do, something wrong with him, and vice versa. I don't think nothing wrong with women. Everything I said about women, not taking care of a dude for 50 years and all that wasn't no stab at women. That was me understanding their nature and me doing what I got to do as a man to fit into this world. It has nothing to do with taking a swing at women. I don't want women to stop being the way they are.
You know what, Debo? I like you brought up something earlier about white people. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think that white people and white people should just remain the same and they should just accept black people for who we are and we should just accept white people for who they are as our oppressors?
Who's oppressing us? Let me tell you something, bro.
Oh, white people not oppressing us?
As far as that go, bro, we are the power to get people up off our neck. If it's a foot of your neck, you stand up and get it off, bro. And that's how I've been living my life. I ain't been letting no white people oppress me. One thing about me, I done had businesses and everything. I own a food truck and a studio and everything too, bro. So I don't sit here and whine about what the white T-man has done to us. No, he doesn't have to change. I don't want the white T-man to change. Guess who gonna change? I will adjust. If the white T-man doesn't change and he want to get violent, I will adjust to his methods. That's how I feel about that. I don't feel like I'm gonna beg you to do something and change for me. No,
I didn't ask you any of that. I asked you, do you think that we should accept being oppressed? Yeah. We should just accept being oppressed by white T people.
And we do something about it. We don't beg and sing kumbaya and hope that they change. No.
I mean, nobody is doing that. Plenty of black people have unalive fighting and continue to fight and get unalive. So that's stupid. That nobody's saying that. I'm asking you.
I know this real quick, bro. Now, if this is what you're trying to get to, women, because this is how I feel about with that go with the white T people. No, we can't make them change, but we can do things in ourselves. And if they want to still deal with us, they got to change. Now, if that's what women feel like they got to do, if they feel like, we got to make certain adjustments because we don't like how men are, and they got to change because we're changing, okay, fine, and then.
Debo, when you were in college, you didn't take like a history class or like nothing. I know you were in there for computer science, but like you didn't take a history class in your gen ed. You never got like any real world, like any history whatsoever.
I got all that history, bro. I know about all of that, bro.
You do?
Yes, I do. Bring up something. Let's see.
Do you?
Yeah, bring up something. Let's see.
I'm bringing it up right now. The way you're speaking about oppression is ahistorical. So it makes me think you don't really understand history.
Yes, I know where we at right now in 2024, bro. We ain't gonna have nobody put on our neck, man. We get that. We can get some money, bro. We got dudes that's trying to get money, black business owners, and the women too. Let me tell you something about our sisters. Y'all not phenomenal, first of all. Don't think I'm misogynist in a way where I see a woman as less than. I see y'all as equal. But the thing is, I see what y'all role. I don't see y'all as y'all role ain't cooking and cleaning. Let's get that out the way from. Y'all role is, like I said, to stroke my ego and to be my psychiatrist when I need to unwind. That's it. That's where my misogyny starts and stops. Everything else is unisex. I can cook, I can clean, I can wash my clothes, I can wash yours. We can interchange on that. I can go take the kids to school. We can interchange on that. Mm-hmm. But when it comes down to me paying these bills, I don't believe that I want to put myself in a position. I don't trust no woman not to change up on me and put me out, bro, or no other man. Or no man. I don't suggest none of these young brothers move in with a woman. I suggest you get your own and she moves in with you, brother. If you love her, let her move in with you and you never put her out. If you're a real man, I never see you getting out the window throwing her stuff on the sidewalk. But the thing is, women get emotional sometimes and they will do that. And it ain't got to be real. It can be in their brain, bro. They can make up stuff in their head and do that too. That's why I feel that way about it. But I don't feel women are less than, man. I'm not one of these 1924 people. I'm a 2024 man. But I do believe women have roles and men have roles. And our role is to be, I believe men have two jobs to keep a woman. Women only have one job to keep a man. That's just be his woman. We have to be your man and we have to go get a real job. Like you said, no woman wants a man that doesn't have a job. That's not a requirement for a woman.
Are you letting her, hey, 70% of women work, married women work, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. B, 16% of women make 16% of women are the breadwinners. So I don't know what you're talking about.
You ain't got no bread, and that's cool.
Most people don't have bread, men or women.
If they love somebody for real, bro, I'm down for that, bro. I think that needs to break down, especially in our community, because we're not the richest community in the world.
And why do you think that is, Debo?
Man, it's about 30 reasons for that one, bro.
No, there's one. And why do you think that is?
Why we not on top?
Not on top, but why are we not economically viable as a community?
Because we fractured. We so fractured, bro.
And why are we fractured?
And
why are we fractured?
Because we don't have a black family that structure.
And why don't we have a black family structure?
But that means we don't have a black nation. That's why.
Why don't we have a black nation?
Because we don't, like I said, go backwards. Because we have no community and we don't have no strong families.
And why don't we have community? Why don't we have communities?
We don't have strong families.
Why don't we have strong families? Did somebody do that to us, or were we born like that? Are we just inherently, are black people just innately bad at building communities, or did something happen?
We're bad at being happy with what we got. Black people got something called comparison syndrome. We love to compare our life to somebody else.
Oh, okay. So it's because black people we are the only group of people that compare ourselves to somebody else. Okay, cool. So there's no other reason you can think of in all those history classes that you said you knew all the history. There's nothing you can think of why what you said would be the case.
Oh, I'm speaking mentally now, but if you want to speak,
I'm talking mentally. Yeah, I'm talking mentally. Yeah.
I'm start from Jim Crow to speak outward, but I'm speaking mentally right now. Like, why we ain't, if ain't nobody holding us back.
What do you think Jim Crow did to us mentally?
It messed with our self-esteem a little, but that's it.
A little? A little?
Because that's what happened right after that.
Self-esteem? A little?
You forgot about the Civil Rights Act?
I ain't forgot about shit. You saying that Jim Crow messed with our self-esteem a little, I can't. A little. All it did was mess with our self-esteem a little.
Bro, it's not permanent damage going on through the generation.
There's no permanent damage from Jim. There's no. I'm sorry. There's no permanent damage from slavery to Reconstruction to Jim Crow to the 80s crack epidemic to now.
I'm about to say, bro, I think we was better with Jim Crow because then that's.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Oh my God.
After Jim Crow was when they flooded our community with drugs, gangs, prostitution, and all these things. After we integrated with them, all we picked up was their bad habits. That's it. The divorce rate was their thing. As soon as we integrated, it became our thing. Everything that they do bad, we started doing too. We wanted a piece of their action. So that's why I say I think that it was the best thing for us. The worst thing was for us to get around these people. Even MLK said that. If you read his book, he said he led us to a burning house.
He said he fears he might have led us into a burning house.
Well, guess what? 60 years later, I'm here to tell him, yeah, you're right, brother. You did.
Yeah, he said he feared that. I don't think he did lead us into a burning house, but
Because we need to focus on ourselves more than anything else. Because I can show you the Asian community, the Hispanic community, and some of the white tea community. Everybody not together, but for the most part, most of them are. But in our community, we the ones that's so fractured and splintered to the point that I think we should have had more time with each other before we went out to this world trying to deal with anybody else.
All right. Let me read this Cash App real quick because it's for you. They said, does he have a daughter/niece and how she be? I don't get that one. Sorry, Joya. Nicole said, how does that degree and his misogyny affect his work life interacting with female co-workers or female supervisors?
There y'all go. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to answer the second one first. My degree and my job, and I'm not misogynist. I don't believe that women are below. I don't believe a woman can't be my boss. I don't believe in that type of crap. I believe that men and women at home have a certain role, and that's what we're messing up at. We're not messing up what we do at work. It's when we come together at home, we keep the work life alive at work. And then for the first question about my niece and my daughter, yeah, I'm very misogynistic, and that's what makes me very feminist for my daughter. I don't think she should be with no dude that's laying up on her. I don't think she should be paying the bills for no dude or none of that. I don't believe that. And I do believe, yeah, your only job is to make sure this man feels like a man when he leaves the house. Everything else he's supposed to do. Yeah.
I fear you're leading your daughter into a burning building.
Maybe I am.
I fear that you are leading your daughter and your niece into a burning building. I ain't gonna even hold you.
When it come down to school, working and all that, I'm very much into that with the women, the men, everything in my family. The thing is, I'm saying, when you come home, and how do you treat your man and how do you treat your woman? I tell my son how to treat his girlfriend. I get him money to go on date surf because dude take the girl out, forget that rap music, all that itches ain't itch and all that. That's bullcrap. I don't let that type of misogyny flow in my household.
You got a different brand of misogyny. That's what I talk about all the time. Like, there are different brands of misogyny. There are some men who are against that. There's some men who are against like the overt misogyny, right? I would say, like, just disrespecting all women, going out of their way to be like, oh, them 304s, them B words, and there's that misogyny. But then there's a man like you who's like, yeah, I don't believe in calling women B words, but I believe in treating them like one.
Nah, they don't mean treating them like one, bro.
You're definitely treating these women like B words, fam. I'm sorry. Treating her like a dog. To me. All right.
That's like a queen, if you ask me. I don't want my woman getting in danger.
Queens were treated like B words, Debo.
I don't want to treat no woman like no B word.
Queens were treated like dogs. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Queens were treated well. Queens used to get Queens would get they heads chopped off if they couldn't give the king a male child, or if the king just grew tired of her. He would just chop her head off. Queens were treated like and they were married off at 12 years old to 35-year-old men and shit like that. Queens were treated like trash. So saying you treating your woman like a queen actually would make sense. Just FYI. To me. Same shit. A princess? What? A princess? The same shit. Hold on, let me read this one. They got questions for you, Debo. Invincible Summer said, ask Debo what uni he went to for undergrad. What was the process to get in? What university did you go to, Debo?
I'm not gonna get TikTok, the internet, none of my information.
Y'all okay.
But the thing is,
he don't want to get doxxed, y'all. He said.
I'm not gonna give y'all all that info. But I will tell you this. I mean, I'm at work right now. I mean, I can just come out with you. Y'all can hear me. I'm a supervisor. But that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to prove a point. The point is this. I don't care about nothing what a woman do at work or what a man do at work. When we come home together, all that, it's the street stop at the door. So if you the boss at work, I don't care if you're the man or the woman. You can't come home trying to treat your wife or your husband like you're the CEO. It's not going to work. Both of y'all are the CEO. There is no one CEO in the house. There is none. Yes, men have a role. Yes, women have a role, but they are both equal.
Hey, Debo, do you work with your girl?
Huh?
Do you work with your girl?
No, I don't work with her.
You work at home?
I work at home, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I figured. Cybersecurity. I like this one. Tawana said, this is why we are still slaves. No warriors left. I agree. This is why most black men are dangerous. I agree with that too. Shit. Debo is a special kind of stupid. Somebody said that shit yesterday. That shit was funny yesterday. It's up to us, ladies. to set us all free. We are the chosen ones. Our masculinity is more powerful, and it's been proven. Marsha P said, yeah, the boys and HR complaint waiting to the boys and HR complaint waiting to happen. Oh my God. Janali said, therapists are very educated and expensive. He want her to take on that role. She needs to change. She needs to charge that going rate. Yeah.
And that's what women fell in there, because y'all don't even know what y'all supposed to do. If your man can't come home and talk to you and just get it off his chest, and he gotta go pay somebody, that's money you taking out of your household, sister. It ain't about drugs and, prescribing me something and letting me sit on your couch. It's about somebody just listening, act like they care about me sometimes. That's enough.
I think you need both. I don't. My wife is an actual therapist. I don't think women should be our therapist. I definitely don't want my wife to be my therapist, because here's the thing, Debo, you're not telling your wife everything, or your girlfriend what you think about her. Like, not in honesty. You just want to come home and dump on her, but you need to go to somebody so you can talk about your feelings with her and the kids and all. You're not talking to her about that shit. You bottling that shit up and then taking it out on them kids and taking it out on her. So you need an outlet.
She laughing like a motherfucker. She's like, y'all don't know him. He ain't got no filter. I would tell her anything I feel unhappy about. I don't care.
Okay. They put 5. They got 10 on Debo. They said saying black people were better off under Jim Crow.
Let me tell you why. Because I believe that we more special, we more powerful on our own. All we did was give them people our contributions, and all they did was give us their advices. So you think that our great grandparents and grandparents who fought for years. I mean, the whole time while they was over here, they fought. But I'm saying specifically after Reconstruction, with the beginning of Jim Crow. You think that they were wrong? You think that they didn't know what was going on? Like, they were ignorant? No, I think they had good intentions, and I believe they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't know that the white people were going to sabotage everything. Like, put it this way, bro. Where's the Thurgood Marshalls, the MLKs, the Percy Julians? Where's all these great minds that we had prior to integration? But after integration, we don't produce any of them. Even Barack Obama was born, in school prior to integration. We don't have anybody that I can say from 1970, 69 on up that's this great mind in the black community. That's what I mean. When we were teaching our own, before the books we fought for and all the education we fought for from them, it shows to me that we had more education. We would create more leaders on our own with the subpar education that we had, I guess. But that's all I see, bro. I see that where's these great minds? If we supposed to get integrated and we fought for education, that means we should have millions of Percy Julians now. We should have millions of these great minds back.
I'll tell you what happened. What happened was we got some concessions, but we never rectified the actual problem.
Correct.
So that's what happened. So it wasn't that was a bad idea. It's just we haven't taken the next 20 steps that we're supposed to take.
You do know what the civil rights movement was about. It was in reaction to them burning down Black Wall Street, Rosewood, things like that. We were on the financial revolution at first, and then we had to take it to a leave us the heck alone revolution. And after that, the plan was to get back to the financial revolution. And again, I'm gonna thank our sisters, because when it come down to the ones who took the charge and are trying to lead the financial revolution, I believe it's the sisters. Like, we have more sisters being business owners than anything. So that's what the civil rights was about. Leave us alone so we can rebuild. Because every time we rebuilt, they burned it. So now that we got them to stop burning, it's time for us to rebuild. Like I say, we need to focus on us only. Real talk. She talking about the civil rights act was about citizenship. No, it wasn't. It was about telling people, leave us alone. We had them building stuff. They kept us doing it. We had to put our foot down and say, leave us the heck alone. But we just never went back to stop rebuilding. And that's what we need to focus on now. Only is rebuilding. Rebuilding the family, rebuilding the community, rebuilding financial institutions, everything. We need to rebuild only.
Clarice said, Clarice, I ain't gonna even hold you. I think I didn't understand the context. I don't want to. You could just put it in the chat. I'll respond. I don't think I understood what you were saying on the Cash App. My fault. Ali said 2 words for his lady, life insurance. She put 5 on his head. We got 15 on Debo head, man. They wilding, man. Hey, Debo, I ain't gonna even hold you, brother. I want to get back to the point though. I do. Yeah, I do want to get back to the point. I don't think personally that what you're saying as far as it pertains to the dynamics between men and women makes much sense. And I think that pushing misogyny, I just think it's a bad idea, right? I think being proud of being a misogynist is problematic. You don't think so?
Well, I know what I am, and I'm just admitting to.
I mean, no, I'm misogynistic too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not disagreeing with like the first, but it's not. You're like proud of it. You're not trying to correct it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I admit that I'm misogynistic, so I could be self-aware, so I can clock that shit, right? Because I want to unpack it. But you're saying it like it's a badge of honor. Like, hell yeah, I'm misogynistic because I believe in gender. And it's like, no, that shouldn't be. Like, you know what misogyny is?
Hey, you gotta respect it though. The same way you respect the overt, I respect the overt racist. I respect everybody else. Be overt with me.
But wait, do you know what misogyny is? They got 20 on his head. They said for education, cashing him. For education, chasing him, but he's faster. I got 20.
If that's not the definition of misogyny, then I'm not misogynist. But I believe that women and men got a role.
That's not misogyny. Misogyny is the hatred or disdain of a woman.
No, I can't hate my mom. I love my mama, my auntie, my sisters, my daughters.
You can love women personally and hate women as a class or as a group. You can't.
Women are.
Can I ask you a question?
Hey, but y'all just that don't make you hate y'all. We ain't got twerk.
Okay, that's interesting. Are you familiar with the concept of epigenetics? You seem pretty intelligent, so I just figured I would run that one by you.
Yeah, what about it?
Sorry, can you speak up one more time?
Yes, ma'am. What about it?
So, I know that, it took a second and you brought it back to Jim Crow, which is an interesting point to stop at the history. And you said that, the events of the past have relatively little influence on things in the future. And so I feel like with your knowledge of epigenetics, certainly you could see the through line between, I don't know, even previously before Jim Crow to now. Could you explain that to me?
I agree 100% what you said about epigenetics. I do believe that some markers like that are passed down through the DNA. So no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to use that to refute. You know what I mean? You're 100% right, but that's not what I meant, though, sister. I meant more or less that you're right. Everything that's going on inside of us is internal. Everything I'm talking about externally, we can do something about. That's what I mean by that, sister. But I don't not believe exactly what you're saying. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that passed down that we got trauma and stuff from our grandparents. I get that. I believe that. But I just don't think that we can't do nothing about it. I believe get up and act on it.
Well, I feel like no, and I agree that again, there have been many studies on how to again try to combat certain things, how to cope with things, etc. And those are generally conducted by professionals. Some of them even licensed clinical psychologists who would recommend that you do seek help and even just a listening ear outside of your relationship because your partner is not professionally trained to again give you the tools that you might need to manage your emotions or regulate your emotions. And so I think it's great that you have a woman who will listen to just everything that you say and you'll tell her every single thought that you have, even if it's negatively about her, and she'll just listen to it.
I ain't doing that shit.
That's
I ain't doing that shit. Hey, this is the first time I agree with the whole I would rather talk to a wall shit. I would rather talk to a wall than tell my wife every fucking thing I'm thinking. That's crazy. I ain't doing that shit. Hell no.
Because I feel like in most relationships, there are days when you just don't like that person. Mm-hmm. You may love them, you may care for them, but you may not like them. They probably did something that annoyed you. There are things that we do to get on each other's nerves, and it's
healthy and important to talk about it. But generally, I'm not going to talk about how much I don't like my partner that day to my partner.
Can't do it.
Is that something that you engage in, Debo?
It's not going to get that far to the point where I'm going to say, now, if it's something that she did, I'll tell her about it, but it's not going to be, I don't like you today. If I feel that way, I'm just going to watch TV or something. Time heals all.
Yes. Got it. Okay.
But you said, you said you tell her every, okay.
You said that was the problem, that we were running to therapists and not just turning to
I'm not, you contradicting yourself at this point. But hold on, let me read this Cash App. The Cash App says, how we gonna rebuild while massaging egos?
I'm gonna tell you how it benefits.
That's a great fucking question. Hold on, let that shit sink in. How are we going to rebuild while massaging egos? Damn, that's a good question, because the shit don't make sense. No, they didn't.
They already did it.
Stop telling these lies on our grannies, man. Stop lying on our grandmamas, man. Our grandmas was not stroking egos, fam. Please.
Why did they keep their man for 50, 60 years
then? You missing the point, brother. You missing the point, brother.
What I mean by that, brother?
Hold on.
What's the correlation between ego stroking and Black Wall Street?
The first thing you leave out the house with is a can-do attitude.
Oh,
if
shit.
You're like a loser, you're gonna go out there in the world behaving like a loser. A good woman, like he said in the opening when I first clicked on here, he said, "Man, do you know how far a good woman can take you?" That's what made me sit up here and listen to the panel, because he's right. A good dude that's doing something, he can do okay.
Debo, hold on, wait. Can I correct you 1 second? Because I didn't say a good woman. I said an average woman. The average woman can take a man to the fucking moon. The average man will take a woman to hell. That's the difference.
Yeah, I usually leave the house with my phone keys and my wallet, but I haven't tried a can-do attitude.
I think the average woman can take a man to the moon. I think the average man can and often does take women to the depths of hell. Unfortunately.
You're right, bro, but what I mean is this. He's speaking on how to stroke somebody's ego here at Black Wall Street. And I'm saying you create the illusion in his head that he can do anything, and then he goes outside and tries to do anything. And 9 times out of 10, well, I don't say 9 times out of 10, 5 times out of 10, he will succeed. It's a 50% chance he will. But if you never do it at all, you won't do it at all. So that's what I mean. That's the correlation.
Are you familiar with the term "pull yourself up by your bootstraps"?
That's not real. It's not real.
That's what you just. That's what you just. Oh my God.
You did though, Debo. You kind of did. You said, niggas could just pull themselves out of generational trauma by just
with a can-do attitude. Oh my God. Come on, Debo. You just said it right now.
A dude that is just trying to do the bare minimum, when he get a woman, he tries to do more. And y'all know that to be fact, man. The dude that really
he doesn't have enough self-esteem to want to do better for himself? Why would a woman want to be with somebody like that?
Because that's what women are supposed to do, Cash. They're supposed to give us their self-esteem. If you haven't been clocking it, men siphon self-esteem from women so that we can now have our self-esteem to go build up ourselves up, and all while simultaneously telling the woman her role in the home is easy and my job outside the home is hard. It's the wildest shit I've ever heard, but many men believe it. Debo is not alone. I just want to put that out there, y'all. Debo, you are not alone like Mike Jack, brother. Mike Jack told us in 1998, we are not alone, and you sound very much like Mike Jack right now. You are not alone, brother.
Y'all free to. You see, I'm not arguing nothing.
Nah.
My whole thing is this, though. I just feel that way, and I might be wrong, but I just feel like.
Hold on, let him finish. I missed it. I missed it, Cash. What did he say? You just feel like what?
I was trying to really respond to Cash, what you said earlier.
Okay, but what'd you say? You just feel like what?
No, I just feel like everybody got their own position in life, man, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think again, we all do have individual roles that we pursue and we play in life. I just don't think that any of that has to do with like self-esteem, self-determination, the things that, again, that you pour into yourself that despite even the best person is incapable, and should be unwilling to just give to you because you don't have it. There's nobody in the world who can motivate a man to make certain changes that he's not willing to make on his own. And I think it's interesting that, you know, this idea that if you just meet this woman who clearly is on her path, she's clearly somebody that you are attracted to because of the things that you see within her, the light that you see within her, that she will somehow pull a man out of his own like depths of despair, and he will just then become the man that he's supposed to be. Now, do I believe that two people can make each other better, can help each other grow 1000%? But the idea that like a woman's purpose is to make you believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why should I believe in you?
Wicked. Hey, Cat Williams told us way back in the day, he said, it's called self-esteem.
But listen, we all struggle. Like, Deepa, I'll let you finish after this. Like, we all struggle. I understand that some days, like, your self-esteem is not where it needs to be. And I do think that, again, with a good partner, like, they can help you in areas that you lack. But self-esteem comes from within. If your partner, like, if your wife passes, God forbid, tomorrow, you will have to find a way to still like remain, to still strive, to still prosper, to still have a life. Like she's not responsible for your individual happiness.
Stop you right there, because all I was saying was this: not that a man won't do nothing, but let's keep it real. And probably know this too. Some dudes won't even shave, wash their butt, or do nothing unless a woman came around. I've been locked up in county jail before. With no woman around. As soon as a female guard come around, these dudes wanna. They did everything except for put on lipstick when the female guard came around. Any other time, these dudes went around here stinking, funky, musty, everything. Some dudes won't even lift a finger. If women were on this earth would be musty. I guarantee you.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you. When you said that, and I just randomly caught a whiff of myself, I smell so good right now. That's crazy. Like not smelling good, I'm allergic to that shit. I got it like.
But some dudes won't care. Some dudes do not care unless a woman is involved. Let's keep it real.
Damn, I smell so good. I ain't gonna even. You know when you smell yourself, you just randomly catch a whiff. Like it happened, Simon. Like you said it, and I caught a whiff for myself. I was like, damn, that smell good as fuck. That's me. And you was like talking about niggas being musty.
Why should somebody invest their time, their energy, their love, their labor into somebody who is not even determined on their own to smell good? Like,
why would you sign up to be with that?
Let me tell you.
Why would you sign up to be with that guy?
He's not even in the habit of regularly bathing unless he's motivated by another person. Does that sound like somebody who would be fit for a relationship or even an association with another human?
That's a dangerous man, actually. If you're willing to run around the world musty, you don't care about life. You definitely a violent man.
You don't care about life. But let me tell you though, sis, I'm trying to answer your question. When it comes down to a man that's doing something, I'm not talking about a lazy dude on the street begging for quarters. I'm talking about a dude that work at his own crib, that everything. He's just sustaining. He's happy with sustaining, with paying his bills, paying his car. He's happy. A woman can come into his life. I'm not saying that her job is to come in there and be in his ear and make him do that. Her very presence, like Father said earlier, would inspire that man to say, let me go do better. That's what I mean. And I'm not saying you gonna tell him, hey baby, go out there and rebuild the black community. Hey baby, go do this. Not instruct the man, but your very presence of him knowing that might make him knowing that you're there might make him go do that on his own.
And what make women get up every day and wash their ass? Men?
No, women do it because
exactly. We have arrived. Hey y'all. We have arrived at the fucking. We're here. We're here. That's all I've been trying to tell you this whole time, fam. Is that not what I said earlier? Like, what are we talking about? When I said men need to be more like women, you damn near bit my head off. Oh, like a woman. Da, 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 da. You don't think it would be healthy if men got up and washed their ass because it's the right thing to do? Not because some woman come around. You don't want men to function like that?
Bro, I agree with with you, but that don't have nothing to do with being a woman. That has something to do with being a clean man. If you just a nasty dude, something wrong with you.
Musty and Dusty is diabolical. Lady Q said Musty and Dusty is diabolical.
We had to beat dudes up just for stinking. We had to whip dudes for stinking, bro.
Yeah, I definitely heard the homie talk about that. I ain't never been to jail, thank God, but I definitely heard the homie talk about that shit.
I'm speaking on other dudes, not myself, but some dudes won't take a bath if ain't no woman around. They won't. They won't get a haircut or nothing. But let's keep it real. Women, y'all influence a lot of good positive things. The pretty cars.
So wait. So Debo, you're basically saying men mask for women, because that's not who that man really is, right?
Men mostly do everything for women. Like,
so men mask for women because that's not who you really are. You're masking. You really a dirty nigga. You just took a shower today. You really not you. I'm saying you really a musty nigga, but you just took a shower today. You really wouldn't work if you didn't have a woman, but you working now, right? Which would explain why so many men, after they break up with women, after the woman leaves them, they abandon the woman completely and the children, right? Because I was just in it because I needed to get what I needed to get out of that woman. And you telling me that is the way of men? Like men should be like that? Like that's the healthy way for me? Like what?
I'm not saying that's the healthy way. I'm saying men are like that already by default, bro. But I'm not saying that. I'm gonna tell you the baseline, bro. The baseline ain't being musty. The baseline is taking a bath. The excel is to put on cologne. Now, if I'm around other homies, I'm taking a bath. I ain't putting on cologne on for a bunch of dudes. I'm not. I'm setting that for nighttime.
Okay, can I pose something to you?
It would be standard of cleanliness, and the basic of a man just should be a house and a roof over his head and a car in his name. That's the basics. Now, everything else is a plus. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What about insurance? What about retirement? What about taking vacations? Here, mind. Go ahead, Cash. I'm sorry.
A hobby, like
hobbies. Goddamn, we can't do a car, a house, and food. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You niggas is living different lives. I ain't living that life.
So you talked about like things like cologne being a plus, you know what I mean? Because yes, we understand that like at the bottom of Maslow's, hierarchy of needs, bathing, eating, having a place to live is there. We get that. And so you feel like, again, you're doing everything else that's for a woman. Could you possibly imagine that, like, let's say you're in a department store and you're just you existing, and you walk past, a cologne counter and you smell it and you say to yourself, that smells good. Yeah. Like, could you imagine possibly being just motivated by, like, these are the things that I like outside of what they could do to get me in further proximity to women? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what we mean by, like, who are you outside of, being near women? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? What are the things that motivate you to get up and go to work? Because, like, for me, my motivation to get up and go to work, sure, it's to pay my rent. It's also to, like, invest in my life. It's to go on vacation. It's to wait, I'm sorry. Somebody said Maslow's hierarchy of must. Can we go ahead and block that person?
Nah, the comments gonna comment every day. That's what the comments gonna comment every day of the week. We just let that shit go. For this is just making me realize men aren't okay. Jazzy B said this is the real this is making me realize men really aren't okay. Let me read this other cash app. They said they hop to other women because women sustain them. That's a fucking fact. Mia X on TikTok, appreciate the super chat. She said, poor man's divorce. Oh my God. To Nigel said, they really want women to sacrifice ourselves. They really want women to sacrifice ourselves for them to give us musty nuts and attitudes. Hell. Musty nuts and attitudes. God damn. All right, go ahead.
That same woman saying, you know what? I didn't really bathe regularly, but I met you and I started hopping in the shower.
I couldn't imagine. Hey, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. If I link up with a woman and she tell me she don't usually shower when I was coming over, I'm out. I am out.
You got them homies, man. You know the dudes that take a shower till they got a date. Oh man, got some girls coming over. Now you want to take a bath?
I'm not saying nothing. The part we agree on, we agree on. We just saying that it just proves that men are inept, that men and women don't, at this point, at this juncture, men and women simply don't belong together. We just don't belong together. We're living two different lives, man. We're living two. I'm sorry to tell y'all this, man. This shit, it hurts me. It really does. Like, I'm not no cap. Like, this shit hurts me to say it. Men and women, we don't need to be together. We just don't. It's just crazy.
Talk about like a black nation and building and coming together when like these niggas aren't showering.
These niggas ain't showering.
They don't brush their teeth regularly. They don't have a water pick. Like, what are we doing?
Niggas not letting the water drip down their ass because they think it's GAY, bro. Like, at some point, we just got to chalk it up and just hold the L. Like, I can't defend niggas no more. That's what I'm, Debo, I swear to God, I got to a point in my life where I couldn't defend men anymore. Like, the shit didn't make no sense. I was like, how are we defending this behavior?
So you can't mention every other woman on the panel. I do apologize for the men, but yeah.
Don't apologize for them niggas. I'm not apologizing for none of them niggas.
He can't even lead himself to a bath. How is he supposed to lead us to freedom?
You can't. Hey, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We can't be talking about getting us free, and niggas ain't been to the dentist in 6 years.
And that's what brothers like me come in there, sister. We stay on top of brothers like that. It ain't cool, man.
Do you?
But do you?
It sounds to me like you made a lot of excuses for that man. You said if only he met a good woman. If only. You know?
Deal with out here. I was locked up with these dudes. I know what we got to deal with out here.
And why were you locked up, Mr. Debo?
I locked up for a couple of months. I went about some traffic stuff.
Oh, okay. So you couldn't pay a traffic ticket, and you want to lead us to freedom.
I was 23 years old, man. No, I couldn't pay that ticket.
Okay. That's why I don't be out here. I told y'all a long time ago, I'm not interested in being nobody leader, because I definitely should have been in jail at 23 for my suspended license when I was dipping around. I was still hitting corners on Gold Daytonas. And that motherfucker. Hey, let me read this Cash App. Lo said, my friend said her ex only showered when he wanted sex. God damn. She got with that nigga? I blame her for that. I'm gonna put the blame on her for that one. She should have left that nigga long time ago. Tell Debo to be more like gay men. They always look good, smell good, and know how to see a woman as a person. Basically be more feminine, which that's what I've been saying this whole time. Men, we really need to get in touch with our feminine side. I ain't gonna hold you. Damn, was that the last one? Yeah, I think that was the last.
Low key, this is why, sometimes you meet a man and maybe y'all are going through it, and then you hear stuff like this, and you're like, maybe it's not so bad, Maybe I can work through this thing, because like this is what's available.
And cash, that's the game.
All are winning.
That's the setup. The setup is who you want, me or you want them. And then you look at them and you like, these niggas ain't even washing their ass. Like, this nigga take a shower every day and got a job. He don't cheat, he don't beat, and he got it. You know what I'm saying? He washes his ass. Like,
I need to call him and say sorry because I can't do this.
Definitely apologize to that man. That's the game. And that's how we get you. That's how we get you. Who you want? Man, who you want?
We stay on a lot of dudes, but I tell my nephew, when a woman wants you. We tell men all the time, dude, ain't no woman gonna want you for this. Ain't no woman gonna want you for that. We do that all the time.
I'm never telling my son that shit.
Self-esteem down even further.
I'm not telling my son that shit. I'm never telling my son to do anything based on what a woman want or won't. No, nigga, that's wrong, son. That is inhumane. You don't talk to people like that. You know what I mean? Like, I teach my son the principles behind it, not some, because that's teaching your nephew how to mask. That's all you doing. Oh, a woman don't want that. Okay, let me suppress that and put that all the way down. You're not actually correcting the behavior. You're just teaching them how to mask.
No, he ain't got no girlfriend. I'm telling that way. Like, dude, take a bath. Ain't no woman gonna want you if you don't take no bath. Dude, clean that room. How you gonna have a girl over here?
Teach him the importance of taking a bath, Debo, because it's way beyond. Teach them the importance of getting an education beyond getting a fucking job. Teach them the importance of eating right and going to the gym and working out beyond looking buff so you can get a woman. You see what I'm saying? Teach them that shit so they'll do it on their fucking own. without relying on the presence of a woman. You're doing the opposite. You just said to Cash, oh, we stay on these niggas next. She just said you don't. And you prove in real time you actually don't. You actually are perpetuating the toxic behavior of men by telling them, yeah, don't do that because a woman wouldn't like that. Don't do that.
Like you said, most dudes are ending up. You got to tell them a woman won't like it and they ain't going to do it.
Well, no, Debo, here's the thing. There's another thing that you could say to him. You could say, I mean, I know I'm going to put out this phrase, it might break your brain, but you could decenter women from his life.
Importante.
That doesn't mean that you're not attracted to women. You don't desire women. But the things that you do and the things that you teach him are for himself. You teach a young man to clean his room because he should take pride in his space. You teach a young man, well, a minor and a boy, to value hygiene because he wants to look and smell good regardless of who he runs into. Going to that dentist appointment, which he should
for health. You wash your ass for health.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we doing? Teach them the health benefits of being clean, sir.
Video game generation, and these kids will sit in that room for days.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them to go outside and touch grass because it's healthy. If you don't touch grass, you're gonna end up fucking cuckoo and shit. Go touch grass, my nigga. Go get some vitamin D from the sun. Go frolic. You don't remember when the black boys was frolicking and shit? That's what niggas need to go. Go outside and frolic in the fucking grass and the tall weeds and shit. Don't pluck the flowers. Let the flowers live, but go admire nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all niggas be so, man. Hey, man.
Even the phrase, like, I'm going to stay on your neck. Why don't you lift him up? Why don't you elevate him? Why don't you tell him, yes, you can do this. You can do this because of who you are, not because of what you could possibly attain or who you could possibly attain from doing these things. Like imagine, Debo, if somebody poured into you and said, you do this for you and not because you could possibly get access to a woman. There's nothing that you can't do if you actually believe in yourself. But like, if you center everything around, again, the approval of a woman, no wonder you start to hate women, even on a subconscious level, because you will always fail if you're trying to live up to an ideal set by somebody else that's not motivated by you.
Hey, I can't stand you. I want my woman to be Coretta Scott King niggas. Hey man, you Jonathan Majors type niggas. That shit will always sit. It don't never sit right with me. I don't be understanding that shit. I need her to be my Coretta Scott King. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You be MLK. If you want Coretta Scott, be MLK. You know what I'm saying? How you want Coretta Scott and your ass ain't even washing your ass? You think Coretta had to tell MLK to get up and wash his ass? Doubt it.
Also,
go ahead, Jabril.
Also, I hate to when y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute you up, Debo. You got a lot of background noise.
When men have examples of what women want to talk for women and tell women and say what women want, when you have two women up here saying what they want in women and y'all still deflect and be like, this is what women want. No, this is not. We have women up here telling you exactly what we want and y'all still go and do the opposite of what we want. We say we don't need anybody to lead us. We want a partner. We want somebody to be a team with. We don't need a leader. We don't need that. We're not objects. We don't need none of that. I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
But basically, we don't need none of what we tell y'all what we need, and y'all do the opposite of what we tell y'all that we need, but then talk for us.
Oh man.
I get that, sister.
Hey, so this was educational. This was educational for me. I learned a lot about the minds of men, even more. at this point, I can't hold y'all. I'm just gonna tell you this. Like, I'm just gonna put it, I'm gonna give it to it straight, man. Men need to stay away from women at this point. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, men we shouldn't be around. Like, I think there's probably a few percentage of men that could be around women, but the disconnect is so crazy. It's just, I don't get it. Appreciate you, Maxie. I'm not understanding. I'm just not understanding the disconnect between men and women being as vast as it is, and then men still out here making excuses for women. I mean, for men. I think that's the thing that you know what I mean? Like, I know why we have the disconnect, and I know, you know what I mean? Like, I see it, but then I'm like, but then why are we acting like when Debo said men should accept women and women should accept men? I was like, yo, I don't accept men. You want women to accept us? I don't accept men. I would never ask women to accept us. Like, what, in the current state we're in, musty and dusty? Nah, I can't do it. I ain't gonna ask. That's a big ask, sir. That's a big ask. Is it not?
We're having a whole dust storms up here.
Dusty as fuck. Every day is dusty up here. I'm not understanding, man. Yeah, man. This is sad. It's a sad day.
You know that's the point, bro. The point ain't that. The point is accept people for how they are. Like, if you don't want that person, don't be with that person. Don't try and change. Like, I would never try and change a woman. I'll just disqualify and give me another one. You're in the way of my real wife.
Imagine a woman taking that approach.
They do. What you talking about?
They don't.
They do.
They don't. What are you talking about? You just got, your whole thing is built on women teaching men and giving.
You said that. You said that like the way you said it was like you placed us like objects. Oh, we're just gonna throw away and get another one. Like,
yeah.
No, we're not objects.
Not an object. No, I'm gonna throw you away as a person that I can't get compatible with and go get another person that I am. I'm not gonna try and change a woman, and a woman shouldn't try and change a man.
But sir, that's all you're asking women to do is change us. No, that's all you're expecting is a woman to stay and change us.
Who you love and who you can deal with this. But let me tell you what you deal with a person. We look at the good qualities that we love instead of looking at the bad qualities that we can deal with, because that's what's gonna ruin your relationship. If you can deal with the way this dude snore, the way his feet smell and take off his shoes, that's who you should be with. Because the dude you come there with.
Why does his feet stink?
That's exactly why you would leave him. I mean, you gotta like the funk about a person also. You can't.
Hell no.
We keep going back.
You niggas is stinky. That's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, that's my biggest takeaway is niggas is funky in 2024. With all the technology we got to combat that funk, you niggas out here still musty.
Tell us something like
Hold on, y'all. Erica Taylor, thanks for the cash app. She said, Debo, what if you're the problem? Because you're talking about leaving a woman, but what if you're the problem?
Well, I was single for 2.5 years thinking that, sister, so you're right. I sat down and thought about that. And the things that I weren't problematic in, I took all accountability and worked on those issues. I never looked at a woman and said, you this, you that, you that. I say, maybe if I do this, she won't do that. Maybe if I upgrade this in my life, she won't do that. I've never looked at a woman and said, you the problem, you the problem, you the problem. I look at myself and say, maybe if I were this way, she wouldn't act that way. So I agree with the sister on that.
All right.
But this is the unrealistic portrayal of relationships. Getting to know somebody also means getting to know their flaws. Yes, you could like them, you could love them, you guys could be compatible on many levels, but the way that you become more compatible and in sync is by adjusting your behavior for the other person. No one has been in a relationship with anybody and been like, everything that you do is perfect and you should not change anything. That's not a thing. And so this idea that if this person doesn't conform to exactly what it is that you want, even though what you want might sometimes conflict with the other person's needs, that you should then just discard them. Now, are there areas in which things are non-negotiable? 1000%. But this idea that all right, I'm just taking you as you are, and I won't even expect or ask that you could make adjustments, that you could grow as a person, that's crazy. It is.
Hey, hold on. Miss Truth Teller said, Bad hygiene is not a flaw. LMAO. It's not. Bad hygiene is deliberate at this point.
We're talking about the dudes in jail. Anyway.
Why are we talking about jail? I don't want to talk about jail no more. But hey, hold on, wait, Debo. Hold on, wait. It's 11:51, y'all. I got an appointment at 12. I gotta do a call at 12. So I gotta end the live right now. I'm sorry. I had a short live.
I feel like I gotta go shower again, honestly. Like it's scary out here, so y'all be right.
All right, y'all. Protect yourselves from the dust. Protect yourselves from the dust. It's a lot of dustins. These niggas is dusty. What the fuck is happening, man? What the fuck is happening? Huh? Can y'all riddle me that? What happened? Where did we lose our way? Slavery? Like, Jesus Christ. Because it ain't even just black men. It's just men, though. He wasn't talking about just, I mean, he probably thought he was talking about just black men, but it's just men in general. Men don't never want to work on ourselves unless a woman is involved. Decenter women today. God damn. It's always been that way. Always. I think at some point in time we was better. Jesus Christ, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all though. Shout out to the best minds in the business. All the new subs, all the old subs. We did it, Joe. We made it. Shout out to everybody that banged the super chat. Appreciate y'all. On the YouTubes. Motto, Janali, Osa, Nikki, thanks for the new member. Nicole, Invincible Summer, Tawana, Mainstay, Vonnie, Marsha P, Nia X, Guava Clouds, Mrs. True Teller, Badfish Pisces. Appreciate y'all. Why does his feet stink? Hilarious. Almost missed that one. Appreciate y'all, man. I got to get on this call. I might